Canadian Bulldog for wrestling merchandise and memories. That's merchandiseandmemories.com. And we've got a very special edition of Bulldog's Unboxings. Some may call this an emergency edition of Bulldog's Unboxings. Some may call it an ultimate edition of Bulldog's Unboxings. Some yet may call it a very Ucey edition of Bulldog's Unboxings. Myself, I'm probably going to stick with special edition, but any of those apply. The reason why this is a special edition, normally I film these Bulldog's Unboxings videos weeks and weeks and months in advance, and I just received these, the figures in front of us here, an hour or so ago. And I wanted to get this out to the masses this weekend while this is still a relatively new item. So I'm putting this in the queue. I'm not going to number it, Bulldog's Unboxings episode 48 or, wherever we'd be right now. Instead, this is going to be special edition, ultimate edition, with the WWE Ultimate Edition Usos 2-pack, which is also a ringside collectibles exclusive. Man, I'm so excited to open this up. And just before I open up this gigantic box here, I just wanted to point out that I've got a different version of the Usos. These are elite editions of Jimmy and Jey that have been purchased in the last, 6 months or so. So we're going to compare the Ultimate Edition with the Elite Edition just for fun, just for comparison purposes. And with that, let's open her up. So we opened the box to find another box here. And this is phenomenal. This box I am definitely going to keep. You've got the faces or the half face of Jimmy and Jey Uso on the front. Usos ringside exclusive. And then on the side, you've got the bloodline. Nothing much on the back here, but still, just beautiful packaging. Earlier this week, or maybe within the last week, I unboxed The Undertaker and Gobbledygooker Amazon exclusive, and it also had, fantastic packaging. So now we're going to open this up, and we're going to see what's in the second box. The first figure we're unboxing here is Jimmy Uso. And look at all the great stuff he comes with. I know there have been a lot of criticisms that this is actually Jey Uso and vice versa. This does look like Jimmy Uso to me, especially if you look at the box art here. You've got a photo of the guy. You've got him with the figure posing with both tag team titles. And then you've got the description here, and it says, Jey Uso was lost without his tag team partner from birth by his side. But when Jimmy Uso returned, the twins picked up right where they left off, dominating the tag team division. Together, they would hold the record for the longest tag team title reign in WWE history, because everyone else the twos and they the ones. And, what's so ironic is we're a week removed. I was live at SummerSlam and saw Jimmy turn on Jey. So this would have been accurate a week ago, Anyways, without further ado, let's crack this puppy open. It took me a few minutes to get the base figure out to show y'all as I was unpacking all the other pieces, and I'll explain why in a minute. But I just, in terms of very, very first thoughts of holding this figure in hand, this is much, much better than the Jimmy Uso you see behind here, the one with the baseball hat. Just a better constructed figure. Obviously, because it's an Ultimate Edition, you've got, more articulation and what have you, but it feels better built. It looks, a lot more detailed. The face scan here is a lot better. It comes with more. They've put a lot more care into this one than the Elite Edition, I feel. But we'll do some comparisons later. In terms of goodies that it comes with, you've got the necklace here, very similar to like a Stone Cold Steve Austin necklace on his Ultimate. You've also got two alternate heads. So we'll start with the smiling one here. This is fine. Nothing wrong with this one. And as I said, it does look like Jimmy Uso, in my opinion. So I'm just going to snap this off, and we're going to pop another head on just to see what it looks like on here. And this is kind of a weird, he's like gritting his teeth, but is he smiling? Is he not smiling? I don't know if I love this one. What I will say though, and you can see this in the picture, there's little flecks of gray in his beard. Like they really did go all out to make this an ultimate figure. And in addition, we've got one more head. Twist this guy off, and we've got the screaming head scan here, which is usually tends to be my favorite with the Ultimate Editions, and I think this one, it's going to be the exact same deal here. I mean, it looks different. It looks, more active, more interesting. And then just in terms of the trunks, obviously they're black, but they've got a bit of shine to them on part of it, which is really, really cool. The shoes look a lot better than the Elite version behind me. He's also got some rings on his finger here. So just I'm really impressed with the base part of the figure for sure. It also comes with a shirt. We the Ones. Although is he still the Ones? That's a good question. We'll have to figure that out. He's also got the red lei that Jey and Roman Reigns were recently as a week ago were fighting over. It's a nice contrast to the white leis that you've got over there. You've got the Bloodline baseball cap, which I believe he may wear backwards here. But just to look at the detail in it, it says the Bloodline. That's pretty awesome. And then he's got 2 pairs of tag team titles. And as I was unboxing these, the SmackDown tag team title just completely fell apart on me. I fixed it since, but I am wondering if this is different for the Ultimate Edition. It just seems a bit more substantial. So I'm just gonna check the other. Here's the Raw tag team. Yeah, it just does seem to be, just a bit sturdier material. I don't know what difference that makes really, but it just does seem like a little bit more effort. And then of course you've also got 2 extra pairs of hands. You've got the We the Ones hands, which you need at least one of those when you're posing them up in the air when you're throwing up the ones. And then you've got a pair of closed fists here to round everything off. Honestly, I am loving this one. This is certainly the best Jimmy Uso I have ever seen, and I would strongly argue this is the best Jimmy Uso there ever was. Love this figure. And now let's move on to his brother and his mortal enemy, Jey Uso. Here we've got Jey Uso and a very, very similar just collection of accessories and pieces here for him that his brother was, except for maybe the baseball hats. I think the only thing that's missing here, but otherwise it looks to be almost identical. We'll open it up in a minute. You've got the photo of Jey here, main event Jey Uso, and then you've got him raising his arm up here in figure form, and then it says here, the Bloodline is all about family, and there's nobody better to serve as the right-hand man of the tribal chief Roman Reigns than main event Jey Uso. Alongside his brother Jimmy, they are the undisputed and longest reigning tag team champions in WWE history. It's not paranoia, it's the Usos. And obviously a lot of that has changed in a relatively short period of time. They're no longer tag team champions. He's no longer the right hand to Roman Reigns. But what are you going to do? Let's open this one up. Now this is going to be a fairly similar review to the one we just did a second ago. But it's because these 2 figures are so similar. You can tell there are obviously some differences in terms of the tribal tattoos between the brothers. And you can tell Jey because he has the white armband here, and he also doesn't have rings on his hands. So they are, they're different figures. Unlike, I don't know, the WWE Mattel Wild Samoans, where they literally just changed their head. You can tell these are 2 distinct figures, even though they look quite similar. Again, hats off to the 2 different shades of black here on their trunks. Really detailed sneakers here. And the bodies, huge articulation. And when you are, posing your Usos, you may want to do, different things with them, especially if you're doing figure photography and that sort of thing, which I really do think these Ultimate Edition figures are so much better for. It looks like he's got a very similar necklace as his brother does. And of course, he's got the same lei, the same shirt, the same hands, all that stuff. But he does have 2 extra heads. And I'll just point out here, shorter hair with a bit of a I don't know what you'd call it, a rat tail or a man bun. I don't know what you'd call it. Probably a rat tail or ponytail. We're gonna twist this off here, and let's see the other head options. And sorry, I should just mention here, this is good. This is, you know, he's gritting his teeth, and it looks very realistic. And again, I want to point out the flecks of gray in his beard, which is just a really cool touch. Let's look at the other heads now. You've got this option here, which is the only thing I can really say is it's very Roman Reigns-esque. Like, that could almost be a dead ringer for Roman. I'm not sure I love it, but you know, it is very detailed. It looks realistic. Yeah, it's not my favorite one. And then the other option we've got, let's see that here. This is kind of a smirk, but it's not quite a smile. I mean, I realize that Jey is the more, you know, has been the more serious one than his brother, but I think that, you know, you could have given him a smiling option. I'll be honest, I'm not in love with any of these three head sculpts. They're okay, they're not bad, but I do think that the first one that he came posed with is probably the best, and that's probably how I'm going to pose him here. But once again, you compare this with the, just pointing here to the Elite Edition of Jey, and I mean, this is obviously so much better in every conceivable way. You've got to have the Ultimate for your collection for sure, for both of these guys. So well done, Mattel. Finally here, you've got these two Ultimate Edition figures, which I can't say enough good things about them. I'm a huge fan of the Usos, even though they are, as of this filming, they are split up, but you know, just love the way that they've been done. This really is a nice nod to their lengthy tag team championship reign and run at the top for a long time. The Elite figures, that's the word I was looking for, are okay. There's nothing wrong with them per se, but they just feel a bit more cookie cutter than their Ultimate Edition counterparts. Of course, you can always, I'm sure, swap the heads and things of that nature to, you know, to customize even further. But I do think this is one case where the Ultimate Edition, you know, just, you know, months after these other ones hit the shelves, just, you know, so much better. These are definitely gonna be part of my Ultimate Edition collection. There's no question about that at all. And yeah, it's the Usos, man. For Bulldog's Unboxings, for the special edition of Bulldog's Unboxings, I'm Canadian Bulldog, and we'll see you next time.